start. Um, Today I'm going to talk with you about odds and ends of Chinese American food. And there are more Chinese restaurants in this country than McDonald's, Burger King, and Kentucky Fried Chicken, and Wendy's, combined 40,000. So actually, Chinese food has played an important role in American history. And as a matter of fact, the house that John Booth planned the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, the place now is a Chinese restaurant, and it's called Walk and Roll in Washington. And Americans love their Chinese food so much that they brought them to the space. For example, NASA, they served thermal stabilized sweet and sour pork on its shuttle menu for its astronauts. So if you think about it, a lot of Chinese food that you think, or we think, or Americans think of Chinese food are barely recognizable as Chinese to Chinese. So for example, it's very common that beef with broccoli, egg rolls, General Tso chicken, fortune cookies, chop suey, and takeout boxes. So, for example, before I came to US, I have no idea what a fortune cookie is. After I came here, my friend took me to a Chinese restaurant, and at the last end of the meal, after we pay for the food, then they give us the fortune cookies. So, oh, that's cool. In American, we can have some desserts like this. Okay, so I just open it. It just looked weird. And so my friend said, hey, they take it. This is a surprise to you. Okay, and so I take it, open it, put it in my mouth, and I chew it. As you know, that I figure out that something is wrong in my mouth. And something that is not supposed to be in there. And it tastes like something has ink with it. So I spit it out that there's a paper in there, a piece of paper, and has some words printed in there. Oh my gosh, seriously? Must be something wrong in the National Food Service or Health Service. And I think I maybe have to go back to China. So then my friend explained to me that this was a fortune. And this is the surprise we told you before you eat. And you're not supposed to eat it for all of this. You have to split apart first. Take out a piece of paper, then you can eat it. So where are they from? The short answer is actually they're from Japan. And in Kyoto, outside there are still very small family-run bakeries, and they are making the fortune cookies like 100 years ago. 30 years before fortune cookies were introduced in the United States. So if you see them side by side, there's yellow and brown, but they are not sweet as our American version. They are actually flavored with miso and sesame pasta. So how did they get into the United States? Well, the short answer is the Japanese immigrants that they come to the United States. Also, there's a bunch of the bakeries that they introduced them to the United States. So the interesting thing is, how do you go from fortune cookies being something is Japanese came to something now is being Chinese? Well, the short answer is Americans lock up all the Japanese during World War II and include those who make fortune cookies. And that time, the most of Chinese moving to the United States, and they saw this is a good thing to do. So they saw the restaurant. They open a restaurant, so they put the fortune cookies. They thought it's a very good market opportunity. So fortune cookie is invented by Japanese, popularized by Chinese, and ultimately consumed by Americans. And they are more American than anything else for me. And another my favorite dish is General Tso's chicken, which is, by the way, is in the U.S. Naval Academy. It's called Admiral Tso's chicken. So General Tso's chicken is similar to the broccoli beef. The reason this came to U.S. is because he is sweet, he's fried, and he's chicken. So all things American likes. And it came so far to U.S. that actually the chef who originally make this dish in China, he does not recognize it when he came to U.S. Because broccoli first is not American and also not Chinese vegetable. It is original from Italy, and it is introduced to U.S. at the 1800s. In conclusion, I realized that General Tso's chicken is kind of like the Colonel Sanders, who make the KFC, and he is known for chicken but not for the war. But General Tso's chicken, General Tso, this guy actually known for war but not for chicken, like Colonel Sanders. But the granddaddy of all the Chinese American dishes we probably ought to talk about is chop suey, which is introduced around the turn of the 20th century. And it took about 20 years before Americans know that chop suey is not in China. The average native of any city in China knows nothing about chop suey. So those people who are going to China asking for chop suey, which is short like a Japanese guy come here saying, I understand that you guys have a very popular dish in your country called leftovers, and it's particularly after the holiday you call Thanksgiving. So the point of my presentation today is not only introduce the Chinese food or fortune cookies, also to make you think twice that those whose names are forgotten in history can often have had as much, if not more, impact on what we eat today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.